today I'm just gonna show you real quick how I make this, and it is basically a glorified gift card holder. Some people are just kind of tough to shop for, so gift cards are a good way to go, especially if you know their favorite restaurant. But it's still nice to make them something special to go with it, something they can keep the rest of their gift cards in, so hopefully they don't lose them or forget to redeem them. So I hope you enjoy it. So the first thing I'm going to do is take that template, scribe a line around the outside of it. I just like to use these little guys right here. There's a place not too far from here that kind of a farm and ranch surplus store, but they sell a lot of really high-end saddles and a lot of saddle work material, leather working supplies. And one of the cool things they do is they sell their scrap. So a lot of money for leatherworking, obviously, it comes from buying decent leather. So it's really nice when you're able to pick up some decent sized scrap, and they sell it by the pound. Like, it's pretty reasonable. Okay, we'll cut that out. This particular leather is pretty thin. It's pretty easy to cut out. I just use a pair of heavy duty shears, and then I take another one of those tools that has a little finer point on it and lay that template on there again and start marking out where those punch holes are going to go. One of the reasons I like doing these little gift card holders is I think a lot of these businesses and corporations depend on you losing your gift card and never redeeming it. So if you have something like this to keep around the house, I think you're less likely to lose them and more likely to redeem them. And maybe I just feel better about giving someone a gift card if they have a handy holder to go with it. Sometimes that's what you got to do, right? So I just do some general marking on that. It just gives me a general layout for where that punch is going to go. It doesn't have to be perfect, because we'll do a lot more of that fit and finish later. Then we'll start punching. Might be kind of tough to see in that light there, but I have a fold line here, and then I've got a fold line, a couple of fold lines up there as well when we get the punching done and start to turn it over for the stitching. So now that I have my fold lines dug in there, I've got my stitch patterns punched in there. I know what's fair game to decorate, so everything inside of here and along this area. I do like to use a compass like this where I can follow the line, scratch it around just to keep everything uniform on both sides, and then I can decide what kind of a pattern I'm going to go with. I like to test it out when it's dry and also when it's wet. This particular leather is going to do a little better imprinting when that's wet. I think like most leather does. So I'm just going to start working in my border. Alrighty, lots of random stamping in there. A couple initials. Might be time to glue this thing up. So I just fold that over on those fold lines, making sure that my stitches were lined up on each side. Smash that down just a little bit. Get some glue and some clamps. Alrighty, crisis averted. Went ahead and cleaned that off on the inside. Let that cement set up just a little bit and then pressed it together. Got some clamps on there. And we'll let that sit for quite a while before I put that into the stitching pony. And now we stitch. For a while I thought about making my own stitching pony, and then I saw how cheap they are on Amazon and figured, hey, this is fantastic. A lot of times I'll put a bevel along here when I'm doing a stitch, just so that the stitch lays down a little flatter. But for a gift card holder, I think this shall suffice. Got that stitching all done. Now I'm just going to even up those edges a little bit. So now it's time to put those snaps in there. Take that guy, put it through the hole that I punched out earlier, and then I'll find the spot that I like and just give it a quick indentation. Open it back up, slide a little piece of leather underneath there. Use my punch. Open it up there. Now we've got our stems through there. Male and female. We'll go ahead and get those pounded in. All I do with those is use this tool. It's got a little bit of an indentation in there, and then that guy, and give it a good smash. Oh, I lied to you. It's that one. It just fits inside this, so that when you hit it, it flares out that stem. And that's what keeps the snap in there. Bingo bango, we got a snap. Try to smooth that leather out just a little bit more. Get some stain on there and some burnishing. We'll be dang close. I'll just let that dry for a little bit. I never worry about getting these edges too clean. The burnishing process really rounds that stuff over nicely. Makes it really smooth. If you've not ever used this stuff, I think you ought to try it. It's fantastic. I usually just put the leather or whatever it is I'm working on out in the sun for a little bit, maybe next to a heater register, just something to warm it up a little bit. And then I'll apply a little bit more heat once this is covered all over. Soaks down on that leather really nice. You don't have to be too aggressive. You can even just put it on and wipe it off. This might be a little overkill for a gift card holder, but it's fun. Making stuff's good for your brain. People dig it. Put a little bit of heat on that, just really gets that wax to soak down into the leather. And just like that, we can give somebody a gift card for Father's Day and not feel too terribly bad about being unoriginal. I hope you enjoyed it.